how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right actually. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's all a bit weird, isn't it?
It's a bit of a strange time, yeah.
Have you had to go to work during all this palaver?
Well, I had a job in retail, which I was temporary, so I lost that job. So I actually haven't had anything to do apart from music and writing music, so it's been okay.
So has it been like heaven for you?
Honestly, yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, besides not being able to gig, it's been nice to just sit down and write and be in the sun. So
Excellent, nice one. Yeah, no, because I've seen obviously you're popping up online with a few new videos and stuff, which is great. And I'm loving seeing how creative everybody's been. I think it's amazing that it's actually given everyone so much time to be creative and write new stuff.
yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, I think, for some people.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've all got mobile phones and that kind of thing, so you can at least create something in this time.
Yeah, sure. So, did you have any major plans like before lockdown started?
Yes. So literally the weekend of lockdown kind of happening, we were supposed to be playing country to country at the O2.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a major blow for me. I mean, we booked hotels and been rehearsing for months. So that was a bit of a major blow. And I was supposed to be going to Texas in September to be doing a songwriting residency.
Wow.
So that was going to be super exciting, but that's been postponed to next year now. So
what about C2C? Will that be next year as well? Have they rescheduled that already?
yeah, they have. They've postponed it to the dates next year, so it'll still be in March. I think they've secured the same headliners, so I'm just hoping they're going to ask us back again next year.
Of course they will. They'd be silly not to, wouldn't they?
I hope so. It's been up there with one of the things I've wanted to do for quite a while, so it was a dream come true, really, to be asked to play.
So whereabouts would you be playing there? Have they got like the stage? Because they've got stages everywhere, haven't they? So where were you going to be?
Yeah, so they have quite a few pop-up stages around the O2 for sort of unsigned British artists. Mm-hmm. And I was going to be playing on the Garden stage on Saturday and the Icon stage on the Sunday with my full band.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so hopefully next year we'll be there.
Oh, cool. So, my God, women, you've come so far from that like shy little girl used to sit in the corner in the brick and now look at you.
I know, I was reminiscing on this with Mum the other day. Obviously, me and Mum used to come down every week together, and it was like our bonding experience to come down and have a nice evening. And just the amount of people I met through the brickmakers that I'm still friends with, and other people on the scene, and just being able to have that experience as a young artist, to be able to just play all my new material and just to work on it in front of people, that's so valuable. And I can't, thank the brickmakers enough for that experience, I guess.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, had it not been for not just us, but a lot of other grassroots music venues across the UK, there's nowhere for people to start out. And that's what we're trying to get across to the government at the moment, because the guidelines, I don't know if you saw, have been released today. And they're saying all pubs and stuff can open, but you're not allowed to put on live events at the moment. So no music, not even a jukebox, because people are not allowed to sing along, because singing's classed as risky. So we're trying to appeal to the government at the moment and get some help to keep us afloat while they're making us shut, because obviously if we can't put music on, we can't open. So
exactly.
That's what we're trying to do at the moment, because if we've got to be able to preserve our grassroots music venues, so when it is safe and viable to open, we're all good to go, and we can build the music industry back up. So, I think it's important, people like yourselves need somewhere to start out,
Definitely. I mean, there needs to be a place for people to feel comfortable to experiment and to have those first early years where you can actually have a stage where people are listening to you. And I mean, you gave me one of my first paying gigs, so like it's having that platform to build and to grow your audience in your local town, and to just feel comfortable with the people around you. And it's just so valuable. I can't think of anything more valuable for young artists, really.
It's so cool. I'm so proud of you. I just, every time I see you pop up on my little Facebook feed, I'm like, oh, you know, in my head, you're still that 15-year-old sitting in the corner, not somebody who's going out doing her own thing and absolutely flying. I'm just so chuffed for you. It's so cool. We're going to try and get to C2C next year. So hopefully we'll get to stand at the front and be your groupies.
Hopefully, yeah, that would be lovely. It'd be so fun to see you guys there. I mean, the Brickmakers have had so many people come through the ranks, especially playing things like Brickfest. You look back at all the old lineups and it's insane the kind of people that you see on them.
It is, yeah, and it just makes you feel warm and fuzzy, you know, because it shows you that you're doing something right. At the end of the day, we want to be that bottom rung. We want to be where people start, and without that, it's going to be a tough job. You know, people need little venues like us so they can hone their craft and then move on to the bigger venues, and it's a natural progression, isn't it, at the end of the day? So yeah, it's a very warm and fluffy feeling to see artists go on and do something really good with themselves and their career. So yeah, it makes me smiley.
I mean, the community in Norwich is so profound. I didn't realise until I went to other places what kind of a great music community we have in Norwich, and all the great venues we have in Norwich. It's just, you don't realise how lucky you are, I guess, until you meet people from other places that haven't had the same experience as me.
Yeah.
So
it's very true. I don't think you realise how abundant we are in Norwich for music and talent until you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you come home and you think, wow, how lucky we are. And I've noticed that more than ever since I started the radio show, the amount of tracks that I get sent every week, all from local artists, it blows my mind. It's incredible. And it's great now because now I can sing along because I know a lot of the lyrics. So, and to your stuff, I'll have you know, I'm all good. I am actually a certified fan now, so it's all fine. I just need the t-shirt and a cowboy hat and I'll be well away.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So obviously when life returns to normal, C2C is in the pipeline for the future.
Yes.
And also Texas as well. What else have you got planned? Have you got any more? You got a new album coming out or anything like that? You've been busy writing, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, before lockdown, again, we were recording the third EP. So that's kind of in the middle stages. We've got a few things to do to that. But it's my bass player studio that we're recording in. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of go in individually over the next few months and record the bits and pieces that need doing. But I don't really know when to release it. I don't know when the best time is, whether it's best to wait until we can get out on the road again and promote it a bit more, or it's a difficult time to think about it, I guess.
It is, and it's hard because you can't predict when things are going to change, can we? You know,
yeah.
It might be a good idea to wait, I would say, about another month. There are dates being thrown around for music venues to reopen. I can tell you now it's probably end of August time onwards, so I wouldn't look at doing it. I think I'd look to the autumn to be safe, and then you can start planning maybe a tour. It's really difficult because even if they say you can open, you don't know what restrictions are going to be in place. You know, at the moment they're talking about 3 meter rule for vocalists, which is going to be a nightmare for small venues, isn't it? You know, they're saying you've got to have 3 meters between a singer and a first audience member, and also 3 meters from a singer to other band members. It's the same with brass players. Brass players, because of the projection of obviously aerosols from brass, you also have to have 3 meters around. Yeah, it's just crazy. And screens as well. They're talking about having screens in between each performer. But these things are not set in stone yet. They're just being bounced about. So we're still all a little bit in the dark with it.
And things like screens, would you have to provide them yourselves, or?
Yeah, we'd have to provide those. But then obviously if you're providing perspex screens around performers on a stage, you then increasing the volume behind the screens for the performers. So then you guys need to make sure that you've all got hearing protection to obviously comply with the legislation about noise at work and all that stuff as well. So, you know, there's a lot to think about and consider, really. And like I say, nothing's set in stone, so we don't know yet. We're just sort of speculating, which isn't really good for anybody, is it?
No, it's difficult. It is difficult to kind of get to grips with it. But I guess the only thing is that we're all kind of going through the same thing, aren't we? So it's just that community again, going back to that and
absolutely
being around and trying to save and preserve our venues.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing we need to be able to do is tick over while we're shut, so we can then come back when we're allowed to. It's just at the moment, you know, having the doors shut costs us nearly £2,000 a week. We're not even opening the doors, so we need help with that cost between now and when we can open, so we can ensure that we can open, if you know what I mean. It's all a bit worrying. I
mean, for artists, I've been doing the odd live stream, but you don't get paid for it. I mean, you do tips, and if people are nice enough, they give you tips in your tip jar, but we don't have anywhere to play, and if those venues don't reopen, there'll be nowhere for us to go. So people don't realise the importance of keeping those small venues open.
No, definitely not. And I don't think there's a lot of money in live streaming. I mean, a lot of people have said to us, okay, you can't open, you can't have audiences in, but what about live streaming acts? So like get a band in to perform behind closed doors and have, which is something we are looking into, but we have to make an application to the local council to even think about doing that, because we then have to provide risk assessments. There has to be a deep clean after every performance. You have to have staff on the toilets, manning the toilets, just for one band in. So the costs are quite high, if you know what I mean, to even just live stream to an empty pub. And then you're going to think, well, a band is not going to come and do that for nothing. So how are you then going to make enough revenue to pay your staff to clean and then to pay for the band? I can't see the audience sitting there paying for that. Can you?
No, there's just not enough sort of quality in live streams, no matter sort of how professional you can make them. I think people, it's still not good enough for most paying people, which I understand as well. But where does the money come from then?
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? We've tried a couple of live performances on the live streams, and they've, you know, it's not the artist's fault. It's just the fact that it's live stream, and it's sort of the phasing's out, and it sounds really naff quality, to be fair.
Yeah,
it's nothing to do with the talent of an artist or how good they are. It's totally a technical thing, and I don't think, you know, unless you're a broadcaster, that you're actually going to be able to overcome that on a general live stream. So asking somebody to pay for something, I don't think it's ever going to work.
No, I agree with that.
I love that the romantic idea of it is great. You know, I even thought about, you know, maybe getting some people and have some garden sessions, do it outside. But even then, I've got to get all my equipment outside to be able to plug in to get some kind of decent sound.
Yeah.
And then you've got to be able to access the Wi-Fi from outside. And then I just thought, nah, that's going to be naff.
I mean, Americans have been doing drive-through gigs, haven't they?
Yes, we are in talks with someone at the showground about that.
Really?
Yeah. Whether it'll come off or not, I don't know, but we are discussing it.
It's quite an interesting concept.
It is, but I'm not sure about it, you know, Lucy. I think as a performer, can you imagine what that'd look like, standing on a stage and looking out? You feel like you were playing at a park and ride, wouldn't you?
It would be. It would be a bit strange, but I mean, live streaming is strange enough. I guess it'd be nice to play to some actual people.
you can't really see people. You're just going to be seeing smiles from the car window.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Yeah, it's strange to think about if that is the future.
Yeah, really, really strange. I know what they're saying is basically they take a feed into the mixing desk, and then from there they go to a FM broadcast. So you can basically set your car radio to a certain frequency, and you will hear the performance through your car radios.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. If you're stuck at the back and you can't hear anything, you can just turn your radio up. So I think that's kind of cool.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah, but apparently that's the way they've been running drive-in movies for years over in the States.
Wow.
So they're using the same kind of technology. And it's FM radio, isn't it? So it's been around for donkey's years, really. But it is kind of cool, right?
I just like the idea of there being some kind of compromise for live music, because so far there just hasn't been anything. It's just been there's no way you can get on a stage. So it's quite interesting to think about.
Well, watch this space. I think there might be a lot more of that coming. Maybe we need to sort of like make more car park around here, flatten over the garden so I can get more cars in.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah. Or get bands performing on the roof.
That would be fun.
I know, that's something I've thought about as well, trust me, definitely. But, you know what we're like, we do keep coming up with some weird and wonderful ideas, me and him.
You've got to.
Well, yeah, it's worth a try, and anything's worth a shot at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, we've got nowhere to go, nowhere to be, we can't open, so we might as well play with some crazy ideas and see which ones work.
What have you been up to during lockdown? I know you've been doing your radio.
Yeah, well, for the first 17 weeks, I suppose, I was spending Monday to Friday mixing the videos for the Live Not Lives. And I think we had over 70 videos in the end.
Wow.
And it took me basically 5 days to mix and edit them all ready for broadcast on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I was literally doing that every day for like the first 3 months near enough.
Wow.
Which was quite hard work, as well as the radio show on top. And I do pub quiz on every Sunday. So getting all that prepared, ready to go out, took most of my time, to be fair. I haven't even picked up my guitar. How shameful is that?
Wow.
I just haven't had time.
Haven't spent any time writing or?
No, just haven't had any time, Lucy. I've literally been doing the videos, radio show, quizzes, and then Monday gets here and I start again. So we've just run out of footage for Live Not Lives, hence the reason we're doing lots of interviews and just trying to keep a bit of content going up and keep everybody connected, really.
Cool, yeah.
You know, because I don't want people to forget us. So, you know, we're not going anywhere. We are coming back, just not yet. So if we can keep everybody connected and engaged with each other until the doors open, then we'll be well away.
That's a brilliant idea. So,
well, that's the plan anyway. Well, thanks for chatting to me. I do appreciate it. It's lovely to see your little smiley face.
Yeah, it's so nice to catch up.
I know. We'll hopefully get you back here. Probably not Brickfest this year now. It'll be next year, won't it?
Yeah, 2021.
If you're not in Texas, definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to make something happen.
I'm up for that. Yeah, maybe because me and Sal are in a country band at the moment. It's all covers, but it's just a little country band. There's 7 of us. Maybe we could come support you. We'll play together.
Here.
Yeah, we'll get you here, and we'll do a support slot for you. That would be well.
Yeah, that would be well fun.
We're up for that, definitely. That would be
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll make a plan. I promise.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Cool. All right, I'll let you go, darling. Give my love to your mum, won't you?
Will do.
And keep smiling and take care, and I'll speak to you really soon.
Definitely.
All right, darling. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.